Do you guys want crazy aim in Fortnite? Well, I've got the tips and tricks for you. These settings will guarantee you a huge increase in accuracy. Before we start the video, make sure to pop in code Fierce Gaming in the item shop. To start it off, there are two different inputs that a controller player can choose to play on. One is called exponential and the other is linear. Now there are many advantages and disadvantages to both of these different inputs that we will now get into. Firstly, the linear input allows for a much smoother experience when you're building. Editing, building, and flick shots all feel pretty good in this mode. If you're a player who wants to master building techniques, then I would definitely use this linear setting. However, there are weaknesses to this linear input. For example, when you're shooting, there is more of a chance that your bullets will not directly land in the exact spot of your opponent. Especially from far away, it gets pretty hard to accurately aim at your opponent. If you're not good with your control of the analog stick, I definitely recommend using the exponential input. Now, with exponential, it's definitely a lot easier to aim at your opponents without lacking control in your analog stick. Far range targets are incredibly easier to hit as opposed to the linear settings. But with exponential, building is a lot less smooth. Your gameplay on exponential might feel like it's at a slower pace than linear. The reason for this is because linear uses the raw stick input, while exponential uses a much more precise and slow moving input to allow for better aim. If you're a player just starting out on the game, or a player who spends most of their time playing in the no build modes, I would definitely recommend using exponential. But if you're a player who has had a good amount of experience on the game and wants to improve not only their aim but quality of play, I definitely recommend using linear. Now the reason why I recommend using linear over exponential is because Fortnite competitive has mostly been focused more towards build fights as opposed to long distance shots. Now of course hitting your long distance shots is very important, but I think with linear it will allow you to have the ability to feel a smoother gameplay. Also, many players have the skill to hit shots from a far range with linear, so don't feel that you won't be able to hit any of these shots as if you were playing on exponential. And with these settings that I'm about to give you, you'll definitely still be able to hit a crazy amount of shots. Moving on to the sensitivity settings, you're going to want to set your look horizontal speed and look vertical speed both at 43%. I tend to like my game a little bit more fast paced, so I think that these settings would also be a great choice for people who like a more fast paced type of game. Your turning horizontal boost and turning vertical boost can both be turned down to 0, since this setting will actually give you some sort of boost after your controller is fully deflected. Personally, I don't like this extra boost since I want to feel like I have full control of my joystick. The turning boost ramp time setting actually kind of goes along with the same idea, so you're going to want to turn that setting also off. Your instant boost when building can also be off. Your ADS look horizontal speed should be on 7%, while your vertical speed should be on 9%. Your horizontal boost and vertical boost can also be turned off, as well as the boost ramp time. The look dampening time should also be set to 0. The look input curve should be set to linear, and the aim assist strength should be set at 100% for obvious reasons. Now for dead zones, you're going to want to make sure that it's customized to your preference, since dead zones are basically different for any controller. But you want to be careful when setting your dead zones, since you don't want to have any stick drift. If you don't already know what stick drift is, it's basically when your game moves without you even using your controller. So we definitely want to make sure that we prevent any stick drift. Now my dead zones that I have personally found to be good for me are 24% on my left stick dead zone and 27% on my right stick dead zone. Now these are actually the default settings that Fortnite gives you at first, but after playing on them, I realized that they were a good match for me. So again, you're pretty much going to have to determine this for yourself, but I wouldn't go too low or too high with the dead zone, since it may increase your probability of having stick drift. That's about it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to subscribe and use code Fierce Gaming in the item shop. Also, comment down below if you want to see longer videos than this. Thank you guys all for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.